So the next topic in our session is about sets, combined sets, and hierarchies. So what do we have in sets is set is actually a subset of data created based on some condition. That means you are creating a subset out of your field, the column you're having, to create a completely different set of data. So automatically this data is divided into in and also out. The parameters you have inside a set is in and out, and these sets are they can be used in filters, shapes, colors to assign different shapes, etc., to assign different colors also. If you want to filter out a particular set of data in your visualization, then you can use this set in the filter. So the most common example of using a set is top 10 or the least 10 inside the field. What is a combined set? Combined set is a combination of two sets. Like if you create one set and if you want to combine that set to a different set of data and you want to display those sets combinedly on this view, you can actually create this combined sets, and these are represented by Venn diagrams. The options inside the sets are given, like if you want to keep the data or if you want to exclude the data, what data you want to keep inside your combined set, etc. And if you want to separate the members by particular column or comma, you can do that as well in the combined sets. So the next one is a hierarchy. Hierarchy will give you the drill down with a plus or minus symbol on the view, and if you want to create a hierarchy of a region or a city or a state, and if you want to keep a drill down on the view, you can create a hierarchy out of it. You just have to right click on the particular column, just click on the create hierarchy, then the hierarchy will be created, and you can place your hierarchies into your view by just giving the access to the users. They can just simply click on the plus or minus to drill down into their view. So this is all about hierarchies, and the next one we will be discussing is about split and custom split. So what is a split and what is a custom split? Split is actually if you have a column where two kind of let's say you have alphanumeric values in your data, and you want to split that column particularly into two different columns for your use, you can split that data into two different columns by using this function. To use the custom split, you have to give the operator for this two in between these two, so that the Tableau will recognize that particular specific separator, and it will divide the data according to that. So this custom split is they always results in the string data type, and you can use this fields separately in your visualization. Like you can divide the column into different columns and use them according to the requirement. Let's see how this works inside the Tableau tool. Okay, for defining, we will go with the sets first, and to actually create a set, I'm going to create a visualization to understand this set. I'll take profit here into my columns and sales into my rows. I'll get a scatter plot over here, and so I need many points to actually create a set, because we only have 1 point right now. The measures actually coincide into 1 point, and we will get the visualization like this. So what I'm doing is I'm just dragging my product name into my detail. What happens is the level of detail will consider product name, and we will get different points because we have so many product names inside, and this will also be considered. I'm also dragging subcategory onto my detail, so this will give you also the subcategory version inside. And okay, let's say I'm dragging a subcategory into color, so we will see different colors onto a set of data, and we can see some points are actually not in the cluster, and they kind of feel like outliers. This one is actually having a profit of 25,000 and sales of 61,000. What I want to do right now is I want to create a fixed set on my visualization. So the members of a fixed set do not change even if the underlying data changes. That means even if your data refreshes the backend, whatever you created in a fixed set will stay the same. And this set can be used for a single dimension or multiple dimensions. So let's see how to create a set initialization, like select of one or more marks. Let's say I'm just selecting all the marks which I have in this box. Okay, right now it selects these particular sets, and I'll just get this control command over here. In this portion after the group, we will have set option to create. If you click on it, it will ask to create a set. So this is how you get the data in the set when you click on the create set. It actually considers whatever dimensions you have in the view, let's say product name, and consider a subcategory also because we have it in our marks card. But if you want to remove any of the dimension, you can actually click on the cross mark over here. So you can remove that in your set, and the set whatever you're creating is only based on the product name they mention over here. So remember, if you are working with different dimensions, let's undo whatever we did. If you're working with two kind of dimensions in your set, let's select this and create a set. If you're working with two kind of dimensions, let's remember you are creating your set with two dimensions inside. It will categorize your data based on the product name and also the subcategories. And when you use this filter inside any of your in this set inside any of your visualization, remember that it includes a subcategory and product name in that. And this members has 17 total. It will display how many members you selected over there. It can use this exclude column and do this as an exclude set rather than an include set. Okay, let's click on OK, and this set will appear here. We did not give any name to the set. To edit a particular set, you just have to click on it and create a name for the set. I just say set product and subcategory, and your set will be displayed in this box over in the dimensions column. If you see over here, the sets will have a icon, the Venn diagram icon, like we said before. The sets will be displayed according to this icon, and you can also add or remove data points from the created set. If you created a set using specific data point, you can add or remove or subtract data from the set. To do this, you just have to click a point on the visualization, and this one will give you options to actually add the content to your visualization or remove the content to your visualization. You can add a particular point, let's say product name Qbify QX, to your already existing set. Let's just remember that we have to have a set over there to get this option, because if you do not have any set in your data set, this add or remove option will not be find, and you have to create a set to actually add or remove data to that particular set. So after you create a set, it displays the set over here, and you can actually drag it into visualization like any other field. When you drag this visualization, you can choose to show the members to the set or aggregate the members into in or out categories. Let's say in most cases when you drag a set to your visualization, Tableau displays the set using an in and out mode. This is like differentiated into two categories. The in members are in the set, the out members are not the members which are inside our set. Let's drag our set onto the color column rather than a subcategory and see how does it look like. And see, you've got like in and out variables inside your set, and because we drag that set in our color column, the colors are allocated according to in variable and the out variable. See, we have selected these marks on our visualization, right? So these are included inside our set, and which are not selected in our set, those are the out members for us. And you can kind of filter the members from here, saying that show members in the set, show in or out of members of the set. Show members in the set will only the show members which we selected. So if you click on show members of the set, it will be added into your filters column, and this one only show your selected values inside the set. But if you just go with the show all our members in our set, like in and out values, you can actually use your complete set and differentiate them. Okay, this is one way of creating your set. But if you want to create it from the data pane, you can actually create it by just clicking on this arrow and create and set. By this, you just have to select each and every, let's say I've selected product ID, and I have all these variables inside product ID, and this one will display a pop-up box like this, and I have to manually select each and every variable which I need to be in my set. For this, we have an option for to use a condition inside, like writing a formula inside, and also I can use by like top customers or least customers. Let's build top customers on that. I'm just saying customer name, create and set. So I will be going with the option top by field. So by field default will be top, and you can also create bottom, and you can edit the number to whatever number you want it over here. Let's say top 5 customers, and based on what you want to show this top 5 customers can also be selected. You can actually select a field which is not in your view as well. Let's say I'm selecting top 5 customers according to the sales, and you can change the aggregation to whatever you want in this drop down field. So I'm naming the customer name set as customer name set. I'm leaving like that, and my set is right now here, customer name set. Let's use this in our visualization. Okay, so we created a set on the customer names and sales, right? So let's drag customer names and sales and make it into a bar graph to understand it better. Okay, I'm taking my set to display only the top 5 values of the customers according to the sales. So whenever I dragged my set into my filter, what it defaultly does is it includes all my members inside the set. So what it did, I just used a top end formula. I just picked up the top 5 customers according to the sales. So what Tableau did over here is it picked up all my top 5 customers and displayed me the names, because we dragged a customer name over here, so it display the customer names. And if you want to show the sales, you just click on the mark labels and it will show the sales according to it, and just click on sort. It will sort your data according to the top customer. Okay, we talked how to create a set like this, and we discussed about how to use this set in our filters. Okay, we also saw how to create the top 5 customers, and we also want to show what are my least customers, like who are my least 5 customers according to sales. We can create a combined set to compare these members. When you combine sets, you create a new set containing the combination of all the members, just the members that exist in both, or members that exist in one set but not the other. Let's say in one set I have top 5 customers, in the other set I have at least 5 customers, and I'm just combining these two. Combining sets allow you to answer complex questions and compare cohorts of your data. And this, for example, to determine the percentage of customers who purchased both last last year and also this year. You can use a combined set containing these customers from each year, right? And you can display them both on the same view. Okay, to do that, let's create a one more set with the customer name with the least five names to combine them both. I'm using the top condition again. This is the set 2 and I'm using the least as bottom 5 and based on the sales and the aggregation of sum. So I just got two sets over here, and I'm selecting both the sets and just click on control and select both the sets like just you do in Excel sheet, and right click on selected sets. You will get a create combined set over here. So the create combined set pop-up box will somewhat look like this, and it will give you options to merge the data in set 1 and set 2. This all looks like Venn diagrams. The first diagram is a complete join all the members in both the sets. So the second set will allow you the shared members in both the sets. That means the matching members in both the sets. So we, in our particular case scenario, we are showing the top 5 and the least 5. So we will not have any matching customer names in the top 5 and least 5, right? So we cannot use the other ones as well in this case because we need both the values. But we will discuss what is what. The second one is actually the matching members between the first set and the second set. The third set can be the complete set from the left. That let's consider the left one as set 1, and it will match the people with the set 2, and it will only bring the values matching from the set 2, and it will bring the complete data from your set 1. The vice versa will happen to the last option. The second set will get the complete members, and it will only bring up the members from the first set which are matched. And you can also divide the set members by a particular separator. Let's say I'm going with the default options I have over here because I'm displaying all the people in the set. Okay, I click on OK. The combined set will come over here, and what I will do is I will remove our set in the filter column, and I will use my combined set into the filter column. Okay, we have got these people, all the 10 people, the top 5 and the least 5. The reason why the bars are not coming up here because top 5 has the access of 25,000, which is going up too far, and the least one has the access of 5, which is too less. The bar is not actually visible here. That's why you're not able to see the bar, but you can actually see the numbers. So in this case, we can change the diagram visualization to something else and show all the members. Okay, let's take automatic or a text one to actually display everything in our visualization, entire view. So this is actually displaying the top 5 and the least 5 people, and if you sort it, you will get it according to the order. And you can also use this combined set in color sometimes to differentiate in and out people. Right now it is showing everything in as in because this is a combined set, right? So everything, the top 10 people will be into the same color, but if you just want to show different color for the top 5 people, you can use the first set because the first set only has top 5 people. So this is how you create the combined people, and we have one option where it's set in our combined set except shared members. Here what is except shared members is the combined set will contain all the members from the specified set that don't exist in the second set. These options are equivalent to subtracting one set from the other. Like if you want to subtract the first set from the other set, you can use this, and optionally you can specify a character to separate them apart. So this is all about the combined set, how to use the combined set in your visualizations, and how to create specific sets and later combining them into a combination of both of them, and how to use and when to use, and how to use them in filters, how to use them in color, etc. So the next one in our session would be hierarchy, how to create a hierarchy. Let's take the example from here itself and put something on the color to actually look at perfect. Okay, we have some visualization over here. Okay, and to create a hierarchy in the data pane, drag and drop a field directly onto the top of other. Okay, if you want to create a hierarchy for the category, and the next one would be subcategory, right? Because the aggregation falls as category, subcategory, etc. And you want to create a hierarchy on that. So what if you drag and keep the subcategory on the top of category is it will create a hierarchy. This is like dragging and dropping option we have to create a hierarchy for any field over here. So what it will do if you do that? So it will create a column category. This is the name we gave for the hierarchy, and this is a default. When you drag and drop, it will actually collide both the names and give a name. You can rename it, and this icon will come up over here. This looks like a tree chart, right? Like it is the icon for our hierarchy in Tableau. It looks like a tree chart, and the dragged field will be coming like that. And if you just click on the arrow in the left complete corner, it will look like one column. If you click on, it will show what options do you have in this particular hierarchy. And what happens if you use that in your visualization? Let's see. So it picked up category. If I drag my hierarchy onto the color, the first one in my hierarchy is actually category. So the color actually picks up the category and gives some color legends to it. If you want to drill down, because it is in hierarchy, the subcategory will also be considered in your visualization. That means whatever columns you have in hierarchy will completely be considered in your visualization. To actually look it in a better view, let's say drop your hierarchy onto the rows and give some measure to that, and this is how you see your data, right? This is the category, and this is the profit content you see under that. And if you have a hierarchy here, because we need category and subcategory hierarchy, you will get a plus symbol in here. You will also get a plus symbol on your view. You can either do a plus over here or a plus over here. That means it will display whatever column it has in the hierarchy. So now category has subcategory. So the subcategory is in your view, and it shows all the profits according to the measure value. And this one will be minus here because this one is already elaborated. You can click back to the category and your visualization changes. So using a hierarchy will give the users the access to drill down your data. This when you publish this content on your server, the plus and minus marks on the views will also go, and they can click on the plus and minus marks and they can see the underlying data inside that. The hierarchy is mostly used for drilling down the data and giving users the extra access whenever they need it. Like you might not create each and every visualization separately, but if you give a hierarchy, they will get to see what is in the subcategory as well by just clicking on the plus mark. So this is one kind of creating a hierarchy from your data pane view just by dragging and dropping it. And you can also create or remove hierarchy by just clicking on here. You can remove the hierarchy, and this category and subcategory will be differentiated and they will look normal. And if you want to add something into your hierarchy, you just have to click on that, let's say this one, and hierarchy. This is the option you get when you right click on the column name. You can add this hierarchy to a hierarchy which is already existing. Let's say we have category and subcategory hierarchy already existing now, right? So you can add that particular column to the existing hierarchy, or you can create a new one from by just clicking on create hierarchy. It will show the hierarchy name and you can add fields to it later. This is a second way of creating a hierarchy. When you add data into Tableau, automatically recognize the hierarchies sometimes when it is built at the backend. Let's say you have this date columns, right? You have the date columns coming up from at the backend directly, and these date columns will defaultly come up with this plus and minus options. And this hierarchy is basically year, quarter, month, a day, week, and a date. You have this month and day directly, and you can click on this plus and minus values to show the hierarchy here. When this applies to all the date values, and you will see this plus and minus marks in your visualization with all the date columns. So this is a default hierarchy which Tableau creates for the date columns. We particularly do not call them hierarchies, but this also looks like the drill down options. These are defaultly created by Tableau. So like we discussed, you can remove a hierarchy just by right clicking on the hierarchy and remove hierarchy. You can rename it as well over here. So that's all about hierarchies. And the next topic would be split and custom split. To split and custom split values are used to differentiate your columns into more columns. Let's take an example of the order ID. So order ID is aligned in a alphanumeric field, and it has the state coming up here in the start, next followed by the year, and next followed by our number, whatever number it is allocated into. So what if we want to divide this order ID into three different columns? If I want to see the first two values in one column and the year in one column and my code in one column. Okay, I'll just go with this and I will say split my data into three different columns. So the option I will be using is I'm just right clicking on my order ID column, and I can go to transform and I will say split. So here Tableau automatically picked up what can be split into the different columns, and it did according to the calculation. If you just open one particular column, it will show what data it has underneath it. And see, we just used the split column without any separator, but Tableau automatically picked up the separator. It guessed that it could be the hyphen value for this particular column, and it divided the order ID into three different columns. And you can use these three different columns in three different ways. And the second one can be your year, the third one can be your order ID, and the first one can be your state. If I just move this order ID now, let's see how Tableau is aggregating the data. It aggregated data according to the CA and according to the US. And I just want to see my only values coming up from my CA. I'll just filter out the data according to the order ID split, the first column, which only gives me the CA data. And inside the CA data, I have this 4 years, and if I want to look at only one particular year, I'll be putting up the second column in my filter, and I will just say I need to look at 2017 data only. So then I will only get this CA values and 2017 values only, and how many order IDs I have. Let's use this order IDs in the form of measure. So I'm taking the count of this order IDs. So there are 2736 order IDs in the CA in that particular 2017 value. So this is how a custom split is, a split is used. You can check out the calculation where Tableau defaultly used for the split. It split the data according to the hyphen value, and this is the column it used, and it split the data according to the hyphen value, and it also trimmed the data to look it in one particular column. So this is how a split works at the back end. You just have to click on that split. Tableau will work everything for you and displays it in different columns. So this is how we split the data, but how we actually use custom split is transform again and use custom split. This is the operator display part, and you can specify whether you want to what operator you want to give it to the data and how many columns you want to divide it into. Okay, let's clear up this worksheet first, and let's say I want to do a custom split. I'm taking the order ID onto my view, and I'm doing a custom split from the order ID. I'm going to transform custom split and I'm using the operator as hyphen because our data has hyphen inside, and I want to pick out only the first column of my data. Okay, and it gave me the column order ID split 4, and I only got the first two values inside my order ID. Let's say I use the hyphen right as a separator. Tableau goes and finds wherever the hyphen is there, and it picks up the first one beside the hyphen. That's how we get the data in a different column. So this is how the split and custom split works in Tableau, and these are the use cases where we use this custom split values to differentiate into columns. And we've seen how to use hierarchy as well. We have seen sets as well, and the use cases to where to use them. So this is the last topic for our session today, and we are just going to rewind once whatever we have learned in this particular session. So this week we have discussed the sheet interface, how Tableau looks like on the first page, and what marks and shelves and toolbar you have it over there, how what the marks displayed, and how you can interpret the data inside the sheet and the view. We talked about the data types, how they look like, and where to use what data type, and how Tableau defaultly picks up the data type. And we discussed about dimensions, measures. We discussed about discrete, continuous inside our dimensions and measures, where to use them, where to change the conversion to discrete, and where to change the conversion to continuous, and how to change your measure value to a dimension and vice versa. We discussed about sort, custom sort, and grouping our data, where to use them, when to use them, and we discussed about set, combined set, and where to use them as well. We took an example of top 5 and the least 5. We just combined them, and we used that in our field to look at who are the top 5 customers and who are our least 5 customers. And later we went to the hierarchies, and we looked at how hierarchy works and how the drill down appears on the view, and how you can give the access to the users to drill down the data by themselves. Then the last topic is like split and custom split. We discussed about how to split your column into different columns, and how to also custom split to get into one particular column or two particular columns, and when to use the split data. So this is all about this week, and I hope it helped, and we'll meet you in the next week. Thank you.